Hey guys, welcome. I'm Lavanya Jayakumar here from lavanyajayakumar.com. Today I'm going to share the top 10 books that can change your life. In another video, I already shared top 5 self-development books that totally changed my life. I'll link to that video in this video's description box. You can check it out and make use of it. This video is going to be a new list of 10 books that can potentially change your life. So let's get started. So the first book is The Fountainhead by Ayn Rand. This book is an amazing book. After Alchemist, this is the second book that has been referred to me. I read this book when I was a teen in my 17 years. I was in my college second year. I read this book, and this book became the foundation for my business dreams. This book also gave me a boost to have principles and have huge dreams for my life. This Fountainhead is a story about a young architect called Howard Roark. He has strict principles and huge aspirations for his life. He has these principles and he lives by those principles, and there are loads and loads of obstacles and challenges comes in his life to shatter his dreams. Many people, from leading journalists to leading businessmen, work against him to shatter his dreams, but he fights all those obstacles and challenges and problems of his life and become a winner in the end. This is a wonderful story. It is a huge book, I agree, but if you read it, you will fall in love with the hero of the story. I totally love this book, and I strongly believe you should read, especially if you are a teen or in your 20s and 30s. If you read this book will give you the power to dream big. It will also give you the wings to fly, in search of your dreams, to follow your dreams. So read this book and let me know how it changed your life too. This book, Fountainhead, is a masterwork of Ayn Rand. It is a brilliant read. If you're someone with huge aspirations, big dreams, but if you think the society is working against you, nobody cares about what you believe, what you ideate, whatever you dream about, be it your society, your close friends or teachers, your family, if they don't believe in you, read this book. This book will give you the needed motivation to fight for your dreams, to follow your dreams no matter what. Read this book. This is my first suggestion for anyone who asks me to refer a book. So my second book suggestion is Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind by Yuval Noah Harari. I can assure you 100%, if you read this book, it takes about 5 to 7 days if you read it continuously, but I read it for about 30 days. I didn't binge read this book. It had so much stuff in it that I was tasting it a bit by bit. You have to read this book very slowly if you want to make the most of it. So once you complete reading this book, I can assure you that you will be 10 times smarter than your current self. I had so much revelations once I read this book. The book taught me so much about how we, the human beings, Homo sapiens, evolved from who we are, from a monkey man to ruling the world. Why we created kingdoms and cities, why we created languages, what is the reason to communicate within a close knit of tribes. If you want to learn about our journey, the Homo sapiens journey for the past 200,000 years, you should definitely read the book. This book doesn't just contain the biological factors of evolution. It has so much about the capitalism. It has so much about everything under the sun. You want to get smarter, immediately read this one book for the next 1 year. That would do. You can be 10 times smarter than your current friends, your friend circle. So this is a wonderful book. I totally loved reading it. Though it took me so long to read, it is worth it. I totally recommend this book to you guys. So the third book suggestion is Jonathan Livingston Seagull by Richard Bach. It took me just 1 hour to read, but I've been rereading this book for a very long time. I read this book for more than 10 times now. It is a wonderful inspirational story about Jonathan Livingston Seagull. As the name suggests, he is a seagull. His tribe, the Seagull tribe's main purpose, they think, is to find food, eat, reproduce, and die. But Jonathan has a higher purpose, a different calling, where he wants to reinvent flying itself. He shares this idea with his tribe, but his tribe doesn't like the idea. They think that he is fool enough to have an idea itself. So they go against him. They completely stay away from him. They don't allow their family members to mingle with Jonathan. He becomes a lonely bird, but still, in spite of all the backstabbing and suffering caused by the society, his neighborhood, his tribe, he goes after his calling. He follows his dream and become the best at what he does. If you want to have great inspiration, a bit of motivation to follow your dreams, to work on your goals, whenever you feel that oh my god, the life is so hard, I can't move ahead, when you incur very big stumbling blocks in your life, when you're working on something very meaningful to your life, read this book. It's easy read, it's a breezy read. It will take just 30 minutes to 1 hour to finish this book, but this book teaches you so much about life and living a meaningful life. I love this book and I keep rereading it. And this book is very close to my heart, just like Alchemist. Read this book, you will definitely like it. So the fourth book is The Art of Choosing by Sheena Iyengar. It is a psychology research-based book. See, if you think about it, our entire life is based upon the choices we make. This book talks about the art of choosing, how you can make better choices in your life so you can, have a happier, healthier life. When you think about it, from the college you go, from the friends you have, from the house you live, from the job offer you accept, everything, from the girl you want to marry, from the man or woman you are in a relationship with, the choice, instead of choosing this person, you chose that person. Instead of choosing this college, you chose that college. Instead of choosing this particular degree, you chose that particular degree. So the choice between A, B, C, if you choose A, 40 years down the line, your entire life is completely different if you would have chosen B or C, right? So if you think about it, your entire life is made up of the choices you make. If you make good choices, your life's concurrent results will be good. If you make bad choices continuously, obviously you're going to end up broke in your life. So to have the best goals, to have a happier life, to marry the right person, what you need is a better decision making skill. You should know the art of choosing. This book is a wonderful psychology based book that teaches you the art of choosing. I totally love this book. She is an Indian origin, Sheena Iyengar. She's settled abroad and she is a research scholar. She specializes especially in the art of choosing itself. Mind-blowing researches, very interesting, interestingly put in this book. It is not a typical statistically boring report or anything like that. It is an interesting storytelling. Read this book so you can make better choices in your life and live a very happy life. So the fifth book is Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. It is a very famous book. Malcolm Gladwell became famous through his Tipping Point, and more than Tipping Point, I loved Outliers a lot more because here he talks about what differentiates mediocre from highly successful people. In this book, he studies successful billionaires to software moguls to prolific athletes to Olympic gold medalists, whoever successful. He studies them, and this book is a total complete package of his inputs, his research findings about whoever he studied. If you want to learn what differentiates the successful from the unsuccessful, you should read this book. Here in this book, he talks about the famous 10,000 hour rule, where he argues that there is no innate talent. Tiger Woods became Tiger Woods because he started preparing himself. He started, practicing from a very early age on. Mozart became Mozart because he started practicing from a very early age on. See, your parents, your environment, your teachers, the friends, everybody have a role to play in your life. If you invest a lot of time in your field of interest, ultimately it's going to give you results. So he argues that there is no talent. Outliers are outliers because they put in loads of effort in themselves to become the best in what they do. This is a wonderful book. If you want to be the best in your core endeavor, if you want to be the best in the job you chose, if you want to be the best in your studies, you should be reading this book. So the sixth book is The Autobiography of Benjamin Franklin. If there was one personality who has done everything under the sun, that should be Benjamin Franklin. He was a scientist, he was a man of letters, he was a writer, he was a politician, he was an inventor, and whatnot. He is the best at whatever he did, in his time. This book is written by himself. I think he addressed to his son. This autobiography is considered as world literature. You can get tons of insights from this book. I'm sure this book will inspire you to dream big and follow your unordinary dreams. So the seventh book is The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. It is a thrilling read with loads and loads of scientific psychological study about habits. If there is one book that can help you overcome your bad habits and cultivate good habits that will stick with you for your entire life, this will be the book. This book teaches you why you do what you do and how you can change it. Whether you want to overcome your bad habits like smoking, alcohol, caffeine, or you want to become more productive, stop killing time, you want to be more productive in your career, in your business, if you want to improve your community, whatever the change you want to incorporate in your immediate society or within yourself, you have to read this book. You can transform your life and you can transform the lives of other once you understand how habits work and how you can change them. So the eighth book is The Last Lecture by Randy Pausch. In September 2007, Randy Pausch gave a lecture. He was a computer science professor. He gave a lecture in his college about realizing the childhood dreams. It was his last lecture because he was just then diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and he had just a couple of months to live. And in that video, he talks about how to live your childhood dreams, the importance of living your childhood dreams, because one day you wake up and you are diagnosed with something and you learn that you have very short amount of time to live, but you have kids to take care, you can't see them grow up, you have a wife, you can't grow old with her. He incurs this kind of situation and he tries to find answer for these questions. So this book tries to answer a question. One day you wake up and you find out you have very limited amount of time to live. What would you do? What matters to you? So you have to start following your dreams. You have to live your dreams within a very short amount of time, that being your relationship goals or your spirituality goals or your personal goals. So this book is a wonderful inspirational read to celebrate your dreams. This book actually is a book that celebrates dreaming and following your dreams. This is a wonderful read. You should be reading it because it teaches you the importance of following your dreams in spite of all the obstacles that can come your way. The ninth book is The Road Less Traveled by Scott Peck. He is a psychologist. He writes this book in terms of spirituality, following your dreams, embracing the miracles in your life, embracing grace, and falling in love. What is actual love? What are relationships? How you can differentiate dependency from love? You can learn a ton load of information about relationships, especially love, from this book. And this book has 3 parts. The first part tackles about discipline, how you can cultivate discipline in your life. The second part talks about love. What is love? How can you differentiate the true love from depending nature? And then the last part talks about grace, where he attacks more about the unconscious mind, how you can harness the power of the power within yourself. It was a wonderful read. I've been keep on rereading it, and I'm yet to complete this book. Actually, I read parts and parts, and I keep chewing it like a tasty chocolate instead of just binge reading it. I love this book. I've been keep on reading it page by page, and I've been thinking about a lot of concepts that I gained from this book. If you are somebody who is interested to improve your relationship, whether it can be with your friend or with your parents, with your spouse, you should be reading this book. For someone who has troubled relationship, who cannot differentiate friendship between love between dependency, this is a wonderful read. You can also, this is a great read for parents too, because he teaches a lot about raising responsible children. For parents, this is a must read, and for adults who are falling in love or who are looking out to fall in love, this is a wonderful read too. So the 10th book is The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini. I've read almost all the books by Khaled. This is the first book I read, and I immediately fell in love with this author. This is the second fiction book I suggested in this entire 10-book series. The first one was Ayn Rand, and the last one is Khaled Hosseini's Kite Runner. Thousand Splendid Sun also good, but more than all other books, I loved Khaled Hosseini's The Kite Runner. It is one of my favorite in his lot of books. This story is about two friends, Amir and Hassan. This story is set in 1975 Afghanistan. If you want to learn about the culture, how their day-to-day life function, how their lives transformed after Russian invasion and the Taliban rule, you can get a lot of information about their day-to-day lives from this book. This is a wonderful read. I love the thrill, the action, the empathy, the love, the friendship. Everything was enormous in this book. Khaled Hosseini makes you fall in love with this book. The story. This story was made in a movie too, but I didn't have the heart to watch the movie because I am very sure once I read this book, no filmmaker could have done any justification for a book like this. So I didn't watch the movie. I just read this book. This is a wonderful read. If you want to just relax and have a breezy read, you can read it, but it is kind of a thrilling, empathetic read. It crushes your heart at times. It is very emotional read. I love this book so much, and I can't talk enough of this. This should be in your must-read list. And with this, I think our top 10 list for today is coming to an end. So these are my top picks for today. If you like this video, do give a thumbs up. If you have a question, do comment, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.